is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game began. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to this week's edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni here with Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock and coach another barn burner on Friday night. This time with a local flair to it, with Venice going down to Port Charlotte, and we think we figured out it was a long time since we've been down to Port Charlotte, but it sort of seemed like the same environment. It was
since 06.
Yeah, so a long time. Very entertaining football game, as far as the scoring was concerned. Very, very fast starting game for Venice. But it finished finally with a 49-41 victory for the Indians.
Yeah, we did start fast. We were able to get two turnovers on downs, or actually forced them to punt twice early in the game, and we were able to capitalize that. And then, just like typical 2024 Venice, we kind of relaxed and let them right back in it, and then we would jump back out ahead and let them right back in it. So, kind of back and forth that way. They're a well-coached team. We knew going into the game they had a dynamic running back, and we did a nice job on him. The majority of the night he had
just busted the one,
Yeah, he broke out a long run, but he ran extremely hard. On the backup as well, the Roach kid played well. The quarterback was a little bit better than I expected, but we were able to find a way to win.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And like you said, very fast start, go up 14 within the first 3 minutes of the game. And I can only imagine being of a certain age, you look at the score and you see how easy it was, and you think, well, we got ourselves we're going to get a night off, so to speak. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, there's a team on the other side of the field that did not want that to happen.
Right.
And then I think that initial comeback, if you want to call it, probably led to the other comeback. So they figured we're going to do it again. So led to some confidence. But again, you knew that this meant a lot to everybody, Venice as well, but it meant a lot to them. Try to prove themselves as to if they could hang and do whatever with Venice, and they showed they could.
Yeah. I think one point, we did pull the starting quarterback out and the starting running back out when it was 49-25, and we had a turnover, and we were 3 and out very quickly. So I think the score was a little closer than the actual game was. But nonetheless, they're a good football team, and they'll do well in their class, and they'll probably end the year up 8-2, 9-1.
Yeah, I totally believe that, and I now think this is a game for them, so they can, when you get to into those levels of playoffs,
right,
you're going to see a team with a lot of talent. You're going to see a team that can do the things that Venice can do, and you can reference point it, not just from a film perspective, but from an actual physicality of it. Those kids can reference that and say, okay, I know this is like playing against Ashari Charles or Gator Wilder or somebody like that. So,
exactly.
Speaking of Gator Wilder, 3 touchdowns, another 150 almost yards in a game. Again, Macho Jones, the same thing. They're really turning into quite a tandem. And again, perfectly split 18 carries for Gator, 18 carries for Macho.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, but
it works out that way.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly with splitting the carries there. I think Gator scored all his touchdowns in the third quarter. Yeah. Macho had some nice, tough runs, running over people. Gator did as well, moving the pile. There was one play, I think, he moved the pile like 8 additional yards.
It was like a rugby scrum. I said it during and you can just see it keep going. But you see him. He's the guy in the middle, making things happen. So
offensive line played well all night. For the most part, Jace, our quarterback, did a nice job. We had a few drops. Ryan Matulovic had a great night catching the ball and making some plays.
2 big plays, yeah.
Right. So kind of everything was working offensively. We did have a fumble down by the goal line, which is kind of, it's almost like a 14-point swing when you fumble first and goal at the 1. We had a touchdown call back. Again, we had, I think, we had more penalties than Port Charlotte, so those are things that we got to work on. And
you said we talk about what everybody contributing on the good side. In this game, it seemed like everybody had one sort of misstep, to kind of counter it. And I think that's where you look at, you say, okay, we get that we can make up for some of those things, but that little bit of whatever that sloppy play or that 1-1, that's the ones you can't afford to have as you go forward. Those are not. They're not as easy to overcome when you say, hey, I messed up that time, I'll get it the next time. It's not always the case when you're looking at the schedule. Again, 49-41 was the final score. We're here at Bogies, as we are every John Peacock Coaches Show, and we talk about this. The weather starts getting better here soon. a little better today than it was other days. But you start to see the crowd getting a little bigger here in Bogies on the front on the night we're here, a little louder. So you know people are coming back. You know that's we're headed towards October, which is the heart of football season in high school, especially in Florida. So we're looking forward to a lot of people coming around and watching our football games. With that, we'll take our first break tonight. Come back with the highlights from Friday night's game, and I know we have quite a few of them. So we'll get right to that right after this commercial break. Be back here at Bogies after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
We'll also have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And we're back here at Bogies with the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, first away game of the year. No, sorry, second. I was getting a little ahead of myself there. But again, on the road and a lot of highlights to be seen.
Yeah, let's take a look. So like I said, we came out and first two series we were able to get two 3-and-outs right away. I don't know if it's 3-and-out, but we got two turnovers and downs. Able to jump out to a 14-point lead. Gator had a nice run here early on. Only 18 carries, which is good. We want to keep him around, under that 20 carry mark unless we desperately need to.
You can see he does know how to set those blocks up, and he just he gets his yardage.
Yeah, he's patient with it, and then when he sees a crease, he steps on it and gets there. The running joke now at practice is let Gator run it all the way down there to the goal line, and then Macho get in a score. But Gator's a very, very unselfish player, and he doesn't really care who scores. To be honest with you,
and that's been that way for as long as I can.
He's probably one of the best teammates you could possibly have or look for. Very unselfish and just wants to do his job. You see, we had some good stops there. Shari, Weatherington, yeah. And then we have a sack here by Judson. That was a big sack for us there early on in the game.
And that's when the momentum was really on our side at that point.
Yep. We made some nice plays on defense, and then, like I said, we were able to score quickly. I think the second drive was a one-play drive.
Yeah, I think that's where it is right
fumble,
there.
Yep. So we got a turnover there, and then the next play was a touchdown here to pass to Matulovic from Jace Nixon. Very nice ball.
Right in stride on this one.
Yeah, good route. Everything looked really nice here. So we had Ryan had a little double move, and he set him up pretty nicely.
And again, Jace definitely was in control of what was going on in the field. So that was good to see too, right there.
Yeah, a nice throw right in front of the safety, and we were able to go up 14-0. Everyone's feeling pretty good about themselves, and
3 minutes in,
talking about the backups going in, and
yeah,
but like
everybody's getting warmed up, ready to go.
Like you said, Port Charlotte had different mindset, and hats off to their coaches and their players for keep fighting. Again, nice play early on in the downs, and then quarterback, like we mentioned, he made some nice throws, and they put him on the move. He did a nice job running the ball too.
Oh, very good runs. I mean, like the crucial situations where he picked up first downs.
We did a nice job on our kickoff returns all night too. Obviously, I don't know what their plan was, not to kick deep, but Malachi is a great returner, what you see right there,
and Gator's up in that same position.
Yeah, obviously Gator does a nice job returning kicks. So really, you got three guys back there, and Corbett and Gator and Winnie. Who do you choose?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You kick you're pooching to somebody who can take it to the house.
I think me personally, I would just kick it deep and see what happens.
This might be the one time that they did do that, and it was a decent return. But again, it was there was a penalty and a
we got a little
thing,
penalty there.
Yeah. Great crowd on Friday night. Both Port Charlotte was packed, and so was the Venice side. So good to see that everybody showed out for this game.
You see right there
game.
moving the pile.
Yeah.
I think he moved the pile 5 yards. Someone's wrapped around his waist. Those were things that looked really nice Friday night. It was a nice throw and catch here to Winston. That's the main thing is we want to be getting first downs and moving the sticks and putting points on the board, being efficient at what we're doing.
There's a nice run right there. Just
10 yards after contact. I mean, the stuff that he does in the hole and the vision he has is unbelievable.
It doesn't give you a lot to hit as a runner. Like,
no.
It's a leg. It's something holding onto his arm, like that kind of stuff.
Gets sideways. Another nice throw and catch to Ryan.
Patience on that play.
Yeah, that was designed to. We're trying to hit the slant there, and the linebacker kind of got in the window, and then that was a secondary option there behind it.
Now this is probably the longest touchback you can have.
Yeah,
you're at 75 yards from the goal line, and he just about got it there. I think the Port Charlotte player didn't expect it to go that far, and then it just bounded into the end zone. Didn't make it there on the fly, but nonetheless, that's a heck of a job by Bruno.
That'll help his stats and his kickoff yards, right?
That goes way up. It takes out for any onside kicks that get in there, all that stuff.
But there was, we did play well on defense at times. But like I said, fourth quarter it was 49-25, and we kind of took our foot off the gas. Which, looking back, we probably should have kept the starters in one more drive. But
Dylan
like
Ryan on that
Port Charlotte did a nice job, both sides of the ball. Their kids played hard, and super impressed with where that program is and where it was.
Yeah, I mean they looked like they belonged there. They had the size. Defensive line was big, so yeah, definitely had that.
Oh yeah, their 2 defensive linemen were the real deal. One's a national recruit.
Yeah, and the other one, I didn't know they had 2 of them. I didn't pay that to
the other kid. I don't know his name because he's not as highly touted, but he is a good. We knew that going in. He was a good player. Both those guys, we knew we had to do a good job. Again, kicking it to Gators. Probably not something that I would do.
And again, they're grabbing at his feet and his arms. He just keeps going.
Yeah, it's a nice fade to Winston. They played so far over top of him. It was hard to throw something up top.
Yeah.
And that was a hitch on 3rd and 5. It was a nice catch.
And we said in the broadcast that he couldn't do nothing but catch it. That ball was in his hands or in his face, one or the other.
Again, nice hard run there by Macho. I mean, every time he caught the ball, I mean, he's starting to learn how to run behind his pads, and he's getting to become a really, really good running back.
Yes.
They had 2 high safeties all night, so long runs were hard to come by.
But again, you'll take 12, 14 yards every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with the tempo you're running, and it's not going to make it any more fatiguing.
Again, the running joke is Gator gets us down to 1, and then we'll put Macho in there.
There he goes.
But no, Macho had that whole series.
And that's when we had a fumble.
We fumbled 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be 4th and goal at the 1, but 1st and goal at the 1, that hurts.
Yes, because you figure you're going to get 4 shots at it.
Nice play by Rue there. And this is towards the end of the second quarter, I believe.
Yes.
Because we do get the ball back, and we had that touchdown call back, and then we attempted a field goal. I called timeout as I thought we were going to get a delay game. That's a nice play there as well. I think that was Judson as well.
Yeah, went back into the area because that guy was open. He could have got a big chunk play on that one.
But I called timeout, and he made the first one, and then the second one, there was a penalty. We got to move up 5, and then the third one we missed it.
Yeah.
So this is the series here
because there was a big chunk play.
We get the touchdown call back. Again, nice throw and catch there to Winston.
Yeah, this is another play right here. This is the one that gets called back.
This one's the one that get called back here.
Because like I said, nice job, high point in the ball. He had a drop earlier in the game, and he made up for it there.
We go in each game, and we have one or two plays like we know, like, hey, this is a touchdown. We just can't mess this up. Like, this is a touchdown. And that was the one of them this week. And we knew something else too, that we knew we could get 10 yards or we wanted, but you can't mess up the one time you have your shot play.
Yeah, that was Shari coming hard down the line of scrimmage on that running back there. So now we're third quarter, I believe. Everything is.
Yeah, we are in the third quarter right now. I think this is the first series of the third quarter.
Yeah, because we came out Wildcat.
Yep, this is the first play of the third quarter. I think this is the one where we move the pile like 10 yards.
It's all Port Charlotte guys, and he just keeps moving. Little help, keeps moving.
Wildcat. We had both of them back there. So
that's good. I mean, that's kind of you see both of them. You're like, eesh, what do we do here? And Gator out of the traditional set right there.
Like we said, he scored 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. So
we'll see a lot of Gator here in the next
one of them.
Couple of plays. But again, even with the third quarter, it was still very competitive into the third, and it went deep into the game. So
yeah, I think we're up 2 scores right here. Like they called, that was not a catch.
Yeah, I thought it was a catch.
I did too.
Because he turned upfield, but the only thing I could think of, they were saying that look at the ball was moving in his hands the whole time. So, but that was Borelli on the play. Dylan Bryant again.
Yeah, it's a good job by Dylan getting down the line, making a play.
Like you said, D-liners, when they were breaking up places, when they were in the backfield, Jones getting penetration and making it hard for them to get their blocks going. So
they did this the rollout pass, which we're typically seeing. That's another Lane Kisevich coming up, making a nice tackle. We were used to seeing that from Charlotte, and I think Larry Marsh, the old quarterback coach from Charlotte, is their quarterback coach. So that's another by Lane.
Yeah, and he had 3 in a row. I don't know if we'll show all 3 of them where he broke the ball up.
They're picking on him. Then he had a pick too.
And then he had the pick on the 4th play, which is the first play of the next series. And they were on the one on 4th down. I'm not sure if this is the one. That's the one on 4th down. That was a big one.
That was huge, yeah.
That just stopped everything. They had a little momentum at that point, and he stopped it.
And I think we didn't score right here, right? Or did we?
I thought
we throw the interception.
Yes, I believe you're right.
Yeah. Nice throw and catch there to Malachi. Malachi had a good game. He had a drop early on, made up for it. All the receivers are doing a really nice job blocking. This is a pat here, hitch to Ryan. We get a 15-yarder there.
Yeah. And that was the only sort of misstep, or big penalty that they got.
Yeah, that was their only big penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gator right there.
Now we do score this drive here.
And then I think he finishes it off right here. Just again in small spaces, making people miss, and then he's in the end zone. So
he's right there in the top 10 in the state of Florida for scoring and rushing yards right now. Which I don't care about stats,
but based on how many carries he gets, that's saying something.
Based on who we've played, is saying something.
You're absolutely right.
This is the interception by Lane.
Like how high and gets it and holds on to it.
Really nice job there. This is the series we had the interception, I believe. And this gets called back because they said one of their players' helmet came off and we kept blocking, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes you don't. Some of the penalties you got to kind of interpret.
No, that's what they said, and I disagree. That was a nice throw and catch to Winston.
Again, just he taking what you can get, and he's patient enough to do the route and get close to the first down.
First down there. That was huge right there, because we had to overcome that penalty. We got the first down.
And then Macho gets his opportunity.
Yeah, he runs someone over. Then the other guy, his daddy said on social media, the other guy made a business decision. Tried to grab his flag there. But.
And then Gator gets to put it in the end
So right
zone.
there, Macho got us down, and then Gator finishes off.
Yeah.
I guess it works both ways.
It does. It might be a little skewed, but it works. It does go both ways. Again, a little penetration in there. That's Campbell getting penetration. He got a nice play right after this,
Maldonado did a nice job coming up, taking on the block. It's Malachi. Nice catch. That was the one he dropped earlier on in the game.
And Macho again gets
he breaks out free
just
here.
right behind Tanaka, and just
see the pad level he's running with now. He wasn't doing that a year ago, but he's, like I said, he's getting better each and every week. I think a lot of confidence too.
This is a good scramble right here.
Yeah, he's a little faster than people think.
I think that was either definitely a third or it could have been a fourth down play.
Then Winston here with a touchdown, makes a couple people miss. Finishes off. I think that might have been our last touchdown there.
I think he did score the last touchdown. Get the defense a few more highlights here.
This is Aaron Kimmel makes a nice play coming up, but this is a sack by Weatherington.
Again, just being right there. Everybody meeting at the quarterback, and everybody's going to get a shot at a sack if that's the case. There it is. That's the play.
Aaron Campbell,
And that's a nice tackle right there.
And he's doing a really nice job for us. Like when he gets his opportunity, he does a really nice job when he gets in there. Ashari didn't have a sack.
No,
he's not allowed in the office this week. We let him in there if he has a sack, but he didn't have a sack.
Yeah, it was Eli, it was Judson, it was Weatherington.
Maybe this is why the highlight film's so long. I should cut it up. I'll try to cut it up next week, get it shorter.
It's all right. That's
like we got to get that ball, you know.
They rolled him out a lot to his right, his throwing arm. I think eventually everybody kind of caught on.
Here's where we were able to get Schaefer in the game, and John Ford running the ball. And Ford's a good player. He's going to be good for us.
A freshman, he's running hard too. So 49-41 final score. I made a mistake. Ford's not a freshman. He's a junior.
Junior, yeah.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I clarify that. But again, you got to be happy. Port Charlotte, one of the top teams in our area, and come out of there with a victory. And now on to the next game, which will be another one of these games that a lot of people are going to want to see with Venice playing Cocoa coming in town on Friday night.
Yeah, I think it's someone said it's the number one game in the state. I don't know all the rankings. I think we're ahead of them on some, and they're ahead of us on others. Regardless, it's a top 10 matchup in the state of Florida.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
They got some really good football players. We've had some great battles against them over the years. I think we've played 3 times, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yes.
Yes, 3 times. This will be the 4th. I think we're 2-1 against them.
Yes.
I may be wrong. I'm just kind of guessing. I thought we played them twice at home, and then last year they beat us at Cocoa.
Yeah, it's the first time we went to Cocoa.
Yeah.
So let's do this. We'll take a break. Come back. We'll talk a little bit more about Cocoa, what they have to offer, which is a lot. I'm sure we'll have a lot to say about that, and we'll see a little preview of the game. With that, take our next break here at the John Peacock Coach Show. Be right back to Bogies right after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
Last, we'll have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
education, career, future.
Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And we're back here on the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, start talking a little bit about Cocoa. I think a lot of what comes out of the press about Cocoa is their offense. Sort of they're throwing it around with their quarterback and the receivers. Tell us what you see about with Cocoa.
Yeah, they have a dynamic passing game. Their quarterback's committed to Michigan, which will be the second Michigan commit we've faced. He's not a dual threat guy. Oh, he can run, but he's not like the guy we played at Smith at Bavaro. He's more of a drop back passer. Does a nice job reading coverages and getting the ball out of his hand quickly. They haven't run the ball much. The last couple of weeks they've run the ball a lot more. So we got to make sure that we're able to stop the run. But they live and die by throwing the ball. Now it's not always down the field. Some of it's quick screens, outside little bubble passes. One of the runs they run the most is like jet sweep motion stuff they do. I want to say the running back's a freshman. I'm not 100% positive. I may be wrong on that, but according to Max Preps, that he is a freshman. They got a very, very, very good defensive line. One of the DNs is a Florida commit, your team.
Yeah, big time guy.
Now he was there last year. The other three that were there last year all graduated, or one of the ends moved down inside, but they can all play. It looks, on film, everything can be a little bit deceiving, but it looks like their defensive backs are a little bit more aggressive this year. I mean, they come down, they're physical, they're looking to put a hat on somebody. They play very fast on defense, and they got a receiver that was, very close to breaking Javon's record last year, and his name's Javon too. So we got to do a good job and protect our Javon.
No doubt about that.
First one to 70 wins, I think.
Could be,
maybe 77.
The way this has been going the last couple of weeks. But again, part of the situation when you play Cocoa this year, you played them last year. There's a familiarity between both teams.
Right.
Okay. They didn't reinvent the wheel with their stuff, and you didn't reinvent the wheel with your stuff. So it's going to come down to a lot of execution. Making sure you don't make mistakes, penalties, that kind of stuff. And, of course, turnovers. I think that's going to be where if you look at the end of this game, it's going to be like, well, we did one more or one less of something that got us the game.
Well, I think it's going to come down to who can take advantage of the other's mistake and who can be consistent. That's one thing that we haven't been too terribly great on, is being consistent throughout the entire game. If we can be consistent throughout the entire game, I think we'll have a really good football game. As far as them on offense, like, they're very, very explosive. They have a lot of answers to everything. They have more than just Boggs at receiver. They have 3 or 4 guys that they can go to, and the quarterback is the real deal. Like, they're
watching him last year. He could move the ball around.
Yeah,
he's got the touch to get it in certain
I don't
spots.
think he missed a throw last year against us, and then on top of that, whenever they ran him some on quarterback draw a few times, and they ran him quarterback draw against IMG. He scored against IMG in a quarterback draw, and he's more than capable to move the sticks with his feet if he has to. So we just have to play. We have to play better on defense and a little bit more consistent. I think the defensive staff, Coach Shannon, Coach Wideline, Coach Heyer, Coach Hatler, and Coach Burkle have all been doing a really good job this week of getting us prepared. That's one thing that we're going to do, is we're going to be prepared. As well as they will. I think last year, one of the big things playing them last year, not to make excuses, is we had the hurricane come through, and we got to practice on Thursday.
Right.
And then, that was the first day we practiced before we played them. I don't think it had any effect in the game, but it was a little bit off schedule for us. And even this year, there was I haven't said this in public, but there was a 2-week span we didn't go outside. We were in the gym for 2 straight weeks. Like, we didn't have a practice outside.
Yeah.
And then we're lining up to play on Friday night, first time outside.
A physical game that you can't be physical.
Usually
practicing.
Usually it's the opposite. Usually you practice all week, and then you go to Friday and it rains and you can't play. But these last 2 weeks, this week has been great. It's been about 165 degrees out there. But other than that,
soon to be less.
We've been able to get outside, and then, the weeks prior we were inside for 2 weeks. I mean, I'm talking about on Thursdays, everything we were inside. So, not to make excuses, but that stuff does affect a little bit, little pieces of your game. But so we're excited. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be a great
home
crowd.
game. You've been on the road for 2 weeks in a row, which has not happened in a long time.
Yeah.
To go back to back, come back home. The crowd's going to be there. They're going to bring a good crowd as well. So it's going to be a very high energy, high octane kind of a feel to it. I think that both teams are going to come in there expecting to do what they normally do, and I think you sit here and say, well, we've had all these high scoring games. This will be the next one. It could be 10-3. You never know what's going to happen in high school football.
Absolutely, you never know. We've had some close games with them in the past. Last year, came down to the last couple series, and we made some mistakes, and they capitalized. And we had 3 fumbles. We lost 3 fumbles last year.
Touchdown return for callback.
Touchdown callback, and and we had a 1-point game with them 3 or 4 years ago. So those things are going to factor. Coach Snyder up at Cocoa, he's does a great job getting his team to play. Obviously, you can turn the film on and see that he does a great job getting those guys ready to play as they fly around the football. Only one really bad knock on him. He's from he's from the hell.
from down
St.
yonder.
Thomas. Yeah,
no doubt.
But other than that, he does a great job, and he yelled at me one year across the field.
Well, that's all right.
But we got past that. We're buddies now.
It's the heat of the moment. Everything's a lot of heat of the moment stuff that happens. So, Coach, with that, looking forward to Friday night. Please, everybody, show up to Powell Davis Stadium, 7:30 kickoff. Cocoa versus Venice. If you can't make it there, you can watch us on Vibrant Aspect Media YouTube page. Game usually starts around 7:05 as far as our broadcast is concerned. You can watch it there. But please, if you can make it out, we want everybody there for sure. With that, thank you. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time here on the John Peacock Coaches Show.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game began. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an